The original Xbox. It is one of my favorite consoles of all time. This is actually my childhood Xbox. It is not in the best of shape. It has definitely seen better days. I have soft modded it. I have replaced the DVD drive in it with a better one. I have replaced the hard drive in it. I have done everything I can for basically as cheap as I can to keep this thing alive and running and as best shape as possible. But today, we're going to be doing a fun little hard mod to this thing because that is the last thing that I can do to this console. Now, this is a 1.0 Xbox. This is a launch console. But today, I have a mod chip. This is the OpenXenium Modchip. This thing is beautiful. It is a reverse engineering of the Xenium 3 mod chip, I believe it was called, and it is cool. With this, we can flash custom BIOSes to it, so the Xbox can basically not use the retail BIOS on this machine, and it's cool. At least I think it is. You can run unsigned code. You don't have to worry about locking your hard drive and all these other dumb things that the original Xbox has with it. All this dumb baggage, but we can just bypass that. Now again, since this is a 1.0 console, I could TSOP flash it, but that is a little bit more intrusive, and I don't want to do that, and I want to preserve the retail BIOS, so that's why I went the mod chip route. It's not as cheap as a TSOP flash, because a TSOP flash on this console would basically just require a couple of wires and some soldering skills. This, on the other hand, this was about $20, I believe, after shipping, so it is not the cheapest thing, but it is still relatively cheap, and I think $20 is a good investment into an original Xbox, because honestly, just making sure that this thing can stay alive for as long as possible, and that's what this mod chip will do, is good. Now, there's just one problem. I have no soldering experience whatsoever. All I have done is I have watched an installation tutorial on how to put this bad boy in. After that, and also I don't even think I have any Captain tape or anything to help me secure things in, like this little pin header, and I need to make sure I take out the right pin for this. So many things I have forgotten about, but yeah, I have to solder, my first time doing any through-hole soldering on this board, this Xbox, my childhood Xbox, and I hope I don't mess anything up. So join me, as not only am I going to install this mod chip, but I am basically teaching myself how to solder at the same time. This better be worth it. So right off the bat, we're just gonna take apart the Xbox. Let's speed this up, get it out of the way. This is the boring part. There's a couple of screws on the bottom, like torque security 20s or something like that. We got a couple more screws on the inside. We take out the hard drive and just do all this fun stuff. It's not the most interesting thing in the world, but it is harder than it should be. For one, the AT power supply connector on some of the original versions of the Xbox just sucks to take out. I don't know why, it's just a pain. And then also, the video port and the Ethernet port, I believe, as well, those just kind of get stuck. So you have to pull out weird angles. It's a real pain, and you can see me struggling with the power supply connector now. It's no fun. I just had to try and put some screws back in so I could take it apart. Yeah, this is the worst part. So now that we've had the board out, it's time for me to try and desolder some of the points that have already been soldered in. This isn't a problem for later revisions of the Xbox, but for this one, I had a whole bunch of points. And since this was my first time trying to desolder, I have no idea how to use a desoldering braid. I looked up a couple of tutorials. They didn't help. It was just a big pain, so I struggled with a bit more, and then I just did it off camera and used my solder sucker, which actually worked out pretty well, but we don't care about that. So I went ahead and put in the pin header for the mod chip. It was pretty simple, you just shove it in there, and then we go ahead and solder everything in. This was probably the easiest part of the whole install in terms of things that I haven't done before. First time through hole soldering, It was a fun time. I might have some lead poisoning, but let's not worry about that. Let's just take a look at my immaculate soldering skills. It's beautiful, isn't it? Just look at those soldering points. Those joints are mwah. So anyways, you know, once we have that in, we just shove the mod chip in there. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And this is where everything goes downhill. I didn't have the right size wire. Oh, this wire might be too thick. Ooh, we'll find out. So I just go ahead and flux the points anyways, because, you know, YOLO. We go ahead and tin it, so we can maybe solder it on. It's the smallest point on the board, and this part just, I hated it. And here is that wire. Why did I think that would work? Why? Look at that. So instead, I just waited a couple weeks. I ordered some new wires off eBay, but let's just move on with it. So we went back, we got the new wire, we're tinning the wire and the points, and it kind of works, maybe? That in? That's in. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. That looks horrible. Okay. Oh my God, that is horrible. Look at that. Oh my God. Jesus. Oh, that shouldn't have worked. Oh my God. Oh no, I might have cut that too short. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh. No. No, not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Oh, okay. Okay. Slightly. I'm gonna. Oh my God. I don't have a good way to do this. I don't think this works out well. Oh my God, I don't even remember how to use this one. Okay, I think it's like oh my God, it's too thin. Oh, I should have given myself some more slack. Oh no. Oh my God, that's barely gonna reach too. Oh my God, I don't want to have to redo this. No! Okay, we're gonna have to redo it. Oh my God. Oh, that's so sad. So sad. So, yeah, I just went back over it on my own time, off camera. It kind of works now. But anyways, let's just jump to when I actually test it. All right, so this is the moment of truth. We got our telly. We got the console way down here. It's looking kind of sketch, but that's because we're just testing. So we're gonna turn it on, see what happens. Come on. Boop, boop, boop. I know you want to boot. Oh, I don't have it on the wrong one. Okay, so it might have just been on the wrong one. Maybe? Maybe. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. For some reason my video cable's frying up. Oh, it's there. We did it, guys. We did it. Now I gotta put this back together. Oh, thank God. Oh, that looks so big. Oh, that's beautiful. Shut up. Alright, so now that the Xbox is working, everything's fine. You know, we have the URL, we're at the Xenium OS web interface. Let's just go ahead and flash this. I don't know what color to give it. Teal? Teal sounds fun. And then... so wherever this folder is... or, nope, it's right here. So my Xbox is a non 1.6. It's 1.0, so we're just gonna flash that on there and just call that Evox or Evo X M8 Plus, and then proceed. And then theoretically, it should just be there. Hey, return the main menu. And then if I go to launch, we have the retail kernel, which I added myself off camera, and then we have this little thing. So let's just go see if we can actually launch into that kernel real quick, and then after that I'll talk about the whole process, because this has been something else. Alright, so we're booting into Xenium. So first off, I didn't actually launch into the retail kernel, so first I just want to see if that works. Alright, dashboard. 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 So something I didn't know is that when having my Xbox already soft modded, the Rocky Softmod tool had patched the hard drive with LBA for 8 support. This basically lets it use larger hard drives and a whole bunch of other fun stuff that I'm too dumb to understand at this point in time. But Evo X M8 Plus doesn't support that out of the box. You have to get a program called EV Tool and patch it yourself, or get a pre-patched version somewhere else. So yeah, this kind of is why we couldn't boot into anything, and it also prevented the retail kernel as well from booting for some reason. I think it was just because of how I had things installed. Everything was kind of weird. So yeah, I did actually eventually get that fixed, and now we can see the result of that. Hi, so welcome back. Say hello to a cat. He's looking at the Xbox, and look at that. It's all pretty. It's all kind of working. Yeah, I know. It works. It works. So, as you can see, we're booted into a different skin of Unleash X, which means that, hey, we got the mod chip to work. I spent so long trying to figure out what the issue was. And it turns out, yeah, you're meowing. You're meowing. And it turns out, the issue the whole time was the BIOS I was using. My horrible soldering job aside, which I did fix. I'll have some pictures for you. Oh, sorry, cat. We were able to patch the BIOS. You know, we got everything working, because it turns out... Do you have something to say? Hey. Because it turns out that the XB partitioner, that program, it was patched later on to allow for like bigger size hard drives. I'm using a 1 terabyte drive. Everything's there, and I can even show you real quick. So if we just take a look at my games list, you know, everything is there. So we are all good. Unfortunately, I don't have the same skin, which kind of makes me a little sad. But you know what? Probably won't be too hard to get that back. Everything's there, and it's just great. It worked out. Everything's good, and I can show you that it works in just 1 second. So all you have to do. Oh, why are you attacking things? So yes, look at that. See, we're in the menu. Xenium's fine. It launches. We hit A. Go down to the Evox one. Launch it. We had to use Evox tools. Oh, it's so loud. We had to use Evox tools, patch the kernel. Everything's fine. I'm happy. This was a good job. And I guess, really, was it worth it? Yeah, I'd say it's worth it. So it's been about 2 months since I've started this video. Everything's been done. I've just been sitting here trying to think of how to edit it and stuff, and it's mostly done, which is great. But just thinking back on like life and stuff, life has gotten in the way. I haven't played my Xbox as much as I wanted to, but everything works fine. Nothing has changed super. I guess my daily usage of the Xbox hasn't changed. If I wanted to, I can now unlock my hard drive, but that means I won't be able to use the retail kernel in the Xbox, but it makes it nice and easy if you ever just want to like swap drives. I can do some other patches, so I can have like a no CD patch if I wanted to, if you want to make the little thin boys on the some people don't like the DVD drive. I keep it in there. There's no reason to take it out at this point. And a whole bunch of other fun stuff that I just don't care about. But it does give me a bit more peace of mind, I guess, because, you know, if the hard drive just decides to go, if the hard drive just doesn't work for some reason, I can just throw in a backup disk, make a new one. My saves will all be lost, but you can also back them up over FTP. So if you haven't soft modded your Xbox yet, go ahead and soft mod it, back up your saves, so you can feel slightly better about yourself when your Xbox does eventually die. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that a hard mod kind of brings besides, I think, the Xbox HD, the HDMI mod for it. You have to have a patched kernel for some games. They just don't. God, I can't remember which one exactly it is, but some variations of the Xbox don't play nicely with 720p or 480p content, so a hard mod is necessary. You have to have a specific BIOS version that's been patched and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. But I think, go away Discord, but I think for now this is fine. It does everything I needed to, and if I need to do anything else crazy in the future, it'll be documented here on this channel. And I think that's really all I needed to do. So for what, the $20, the several days spent, actually more than $20, because I had to buy a whole bunch of different wires. I still didn't buy the right wires in the end. I'd say this was a fun process. I enjoyed most of my time with it, and if you have an original Xbox, just do it. There's nothing to lose unless you absolutely suck at soldering. Then stay away. Get your buddy to do it. Find some loser on the internet who you can pay to do it. Not me. I won't do it. Please don't ask me to mod your Xbox. I won't. So I think that's all I gotta say. You know what the deal is. To hit my face to subscrizzle, hit the likes and comment down below why I was dead for over a year and all that fun stuff. We'll talk about that some other time. My name is gregandcin, and Xbox.